Get clocked in at 2 hours, 1 minute. The virtual summit between Vladimir Putin of Russia and his counterpart here, of course, President Joe Biden of the U.S. Just the video of the opening meeting, you can see the different approaches here. The U.S. holding their call in the Situation Room, very sort of military crisis backdrop, and Vladimir Putin in Sochi in the Black Sea resort, where he has a house. Pleasantries at the top, but according to the White House at least, there was a very, very canned exchange of views, as they say diplomatically, when it comes to the crisis in Ukraine and the allegations of troop build-up on the border. The U.S. saying President Biden voiced deep concerns that the United States and our European allies about Russia's escalation of forces surrounding Ukraine, and made clear that the U.S. and our allies would respond with strong economic and other measures in the event of military escalation. Now, what those measures are could be anything from economic and personal sanctions to trying to cut off Russia from the international financial system as well, although no real details on that. The National Security Advisor of the United States put it this way.
He also told President Putin there's another option: de-escalation and diplomacy. The United States and our European allies would engage in a discussion that covers larger strategic issues, including our strategic concerns with Russia and Russia's strategic concerns.
For their part, the Russians have said, look, they're moving troops around in its own territory. A lot of it is a response to NATO exercises that they've seen in the Black Sea with not just US and others, and also responds that the US has said that any thing that happens in Ukraine is up to the Ukrainian sovereignty and won't give a guarantee that Ukraine would not join NATO. Even if the military aspect is kept on ice, this is a big diplomatic and strategic problem for both former Cold War foes. They did discuss other areas, especially Iran, cybersecurity, and also other ways in which Russia and the US can communicate to avoid things like Ukraine escalating in the future, especially when it comes to Eastern Europe. There'll be more details to follow in the coming days, but the fact that this conversation happened is good news, at least. Nathan King, CGTN at the White House.